All right, what's up, guys? This is Carlos here. Let's talk, the voice of El Paso. So, let's talk about last night's event. So, this is going to be broken up into multiple episodes just because I want to talk about each fight separately as opposed to doing a big roll up and boring you guys for 35 minutes, right? Because there's a ton to unpack that I saw last night. So, we're going to start with the main card, Madrimov versus Crawford. I felt that Crawford didn't look as dominant as he did when he fought Spence. I definitely think he fought down to Madrimov. I think he could have done way better against him. But I definitely feel that Madrimov had something to prove, and he came out with violent intention. And some of the things that really, I think, threw Crawford for a loop was he wasn't prepared for that Eastern European, Russian style boxing of being in and out so much, in and out. And it seemed like Madrimov was throwing feints, whether it was foot feints, hand feints, changing levels, bouncing in, bouncing out, just to get some kind of reaction out of Crawford. I don't think Crawford was mentally prepared for that, and I don't think he expected that. Because the fight was definitely back and forth. But the big thing was that Madrimov wasn't really punching in combinations. I think had he punched more in combinations, he could have won the fight. There was some rounds that I actually think would have been a draw. I know that's kind of hard to believe, because of the fact that Crawford would get caught kind of flat-footed, unsure what to do, because he couldn't differentiate feint from punch, from foot feint. Then with level changes and foot feints, that really set the tempo for the fight. And it was actually kind of cool to watch somebody be able to do that many different feints and not get tired. Usually when guys do that around about the 7th, 8th round, you see them start to slow down. And Madrimov actually didn't start to slow down on those until probably the 10th or 11th round. But I definitely feel that Crawford probably should have aggressed more and tried to cut the ring off more in order to be able to score a convincing win. Don't really know obviously we don't know what his game plan was. He would never tell us that. We're just, we're spectators. But I definitely feel that he should have attacked more. He should have tried to, okay. Saying it from a spectator's perspective and doing it in real time is vastly different. I understand that. I'm taking that into consideration. I know. I definitely think, though, had he been able to time Madrimov's exit hops, he could have caught him off balance and forced Madrimov to maybe fight him more flat-footed, which would have been to Crawford's advantage. The one thing I felt Madrimov should have done more of is he should have followed punches behind that right cross, because that right cross wasn't missing. If you watch the fight, you'll know that thing landed, I would say probably 80% of the times he threw it. And it was snapping his head back, and it was snapping his head back enough to where he should have followed it with hooks and jabs and uppercuts and things, even long strikes, Not necessarily short hooks, but you snap his head back and you come in with a long left hook or a long uppercut, right? I was really, really surprised at this fight. I can't say that enough. Like, I woke up this morning, I was like, wow. But when a guy's determined to own that weight class, and you're the new guy coming in, what do you expect? Madrimov definitely rose to the occasion. But I think that Crawford also didn't push it the way he could have. So it went to decision, and anything goes when it goes to the decision. We know that boxing has weird decisions quite often. So that was my take on the Crawford and Madrimov fight. Part 2 will be coming up in a few minutes. Behind this we'll be talking about Pitbull and El Rayo. I have a lot to talk about with that one as well. All right, as always, this is Carlos. Come back for part 2.